Hey guys, welcome to Lighthouse Tarot, where we embrace the light within ourselves and within others. I'm your host, Rachel Riley. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. Now today, I'm getting into a video that I'm super excited about because I'm actually filming the date of the energy of the video I'm doing this about. So today is December 21st, 2020, and I'm doing this video on the Great Conjunction, which is scheduled to happen today, December 21st, after sunset. So I'm going to be going over what the Great Conjunction is, what are the planets involved, what does this mean for the collective, what does this mean for us as individuals, how long will this energy last, and then a few observations I have based on my own intuition and research. And during this video, I will be referencing my notes on my laptop because I really want this to be very clear, detailed, scientific, as well as intuitive, and I want to reference all the notes that I've been taking over the past few weeks. And I kind of rushed out because I wanted this to get done today because I was like, oh my gosh, today's a Great Conjunction. I want you guys to have this video to reference so you can realize, why am I feeling like this? What does this mean? Oh, there's a fly there. What does this mean for me? What does this mean for other people? To give you clarity and really just hone in that energy. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the Great Conjunction. What is a conjunction? So basically, a conjunction is a merging of two energies. So it's when two energies come together, and it's called a Great Conjunction when it is two large gases coming together. And in this case, it is Jupiter and Saturn, which are two gas planets. So it's called the Great Conjunction. There's nothing so great about it, it's just because they're two gas planets. But this means for us, after sunset today on December 21st, we will see Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in the sky after sunset. And I believe it is going to be in the southwest sky. So if you look up to the southwest, you will see these two planets. They are going to be so close together, it's going to look like they are almost touching. So it's going to be like one giant planet or one big star, and it's very hard to miss. So if you want to go see that tonight, go ahead and stargaze and planet gaze. But let's get into what this means for us. So the last time these planets were conjuncting in an air sign, which is what they are right now, they're conjuncting in the sign Aquarius. So far, Jupiter and Saturn have been conjuncting in earth signs. Lately, it has been Capricorn. And this happens every 20 years. It's nothing big, it's nothing new, like, oh, the Great Conjunction. This does happen every 20 years, but they have been meeting in earth signs like Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So the last time they met in this air sign was around the birth of Christ. And that started the winter solstice, and it was a powerful change. And Christ was someone who was a philosopher, someone who thought outside the box, someone who was innovative, somebody who was radical and forward thinking and very intellectual. And it was very inspired by philosophy and spirituality. So that's the last time it was in Aquarius. Now, the planets did conjunct in Libra in the 1960s. And do you know what happened in the 60s when they were conjunct, when they went from Earth to Libra? That is when the AIDS epidemic came out. That is when the internet was discovered and launched, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, the internet was the biggest, coolest thing. That is when the Berlin Wall came tumbling down. That was the last time these two planets, Jupiter and Saturn, were conjunct in an air sign, the 1960s. Libra, but specifically Aquarius was during Christ's birth. So now what this means for us, Jupiter and Saturn are conjuncting December 21st. They will remain in this air sign Aquarius for the next 2 years, and it will set the tone for the next 20 years forward. So this isn't just one of those astrology trends or like the Great Conjunction and it's a one-day thing or 1 week thing. No, this is actually us moving into this energy, and it's going to start this month and last the next 2 years, and then give us a theme for the next 20 years. So what do these planets represent? The planet Saturn represents restriction, rules, legacy, more importantly, what we will leave on the earth. It represents our own legacy, our own birthright, our own empire, if you will. So Saturn represents all that, but it also represents restriction. It's the grandpa of the zodiac signs, of the zodiac planets. And then Jupiter is expansion, growth, philosophy, spirituality, the ability to have freedom, and the curiosity to explore. So when these two planets are coming together, we're going to feel curious. We're going to feel like we want to be more intellectual, like we want to explore, and we're going to be open-minded to listening to other sides of the conversation, to be curious, like what does that religion mean? What does that philosophy mean? Can we be free of all religions? Can we just be spiritual? Can't we just accept everybody? And why don't we think for ourselves? Why don't we ask why more? And the best thing about this is they are meeting in the sign Aquarius. So what does Aquarius represent? Aquarius is future, advancement, doing what's right. And that benefits all humanity. Not doing what's right just based on yourself, not me. It's more of a we. It's more of the community, because Aquarius is all about the big picture. Aquarius is known to be detached. It's known to be logical. It's known to be a little eccentric, a little weird, future thinking, always thinking in the future, head in the clouds. So when it's coming in Aquarius, that's that energy we're going to bring into. It's divine intervention. It's being connected to the universe. And we're going to feel a lot of messages come in through our mind, through our body, like lightning bolts. We're going to have epiphanies. Everything's going to click for us. And it might not be all at once, but I feel, especially if you're an Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, or Aquarius moon, any Aquarius in your chart, this is going to strongly impact you. But because Jupiter and Saturn are conjuncting in Aquarius, this means there's a new era. We are moving away from materialism. Everything relies on what you have. What are your possessions? Who are you? What do you have to offer, kind of thing. And it's more value. It's more community. How do you want to change the world? What mark do you want to leave on the world? How can we solve problems as a whole, not just as an individual problem? How can we save time by fixing the entire problem? I would not be surprised if more communities started emerging, if there were more groups, if people started communicating more online and then also meeting in person, because Aquarius also is freedom. It is radical change. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is, oh my goodness, Uranus and Saturn, but I want to talk about the Uranus aspect of this. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, so that means we're going to have unexpected change. We're going to have radical change. We're going to push back. We're really going to say, why are our freedoms so restricted? And before we have all this freedom and all this intellectual, freedom and connection with others and, really connecting, we are going to go through having our freedom taken away. I really feel that there are going to be some restrictions with what's going on right now. They may put a curfew. They may block and censor our personal freedoms, like freedom of speech. It may be like we went back in history. Because if you think about it, every revolution we've had historically, it happened when things got really, really bad, when things were so intense and so bad that the entire society, that entire state, that entire country decided, hey, this is kind of messed up. We're going to stand against this. We deserve our freedom for the people and about the people. That's why we have checks and balances. Government is supposed to be serving the people, as are everyone in authority. And I feel that because of this great conjunction, we may first have society, first have politicians, first have people in leadership take away our personal freedom to the point where it gets so bad, so ridiculous, that we're all going to stand up and be like, this is not right. We need our freedom back. It's about us as a community, and it's hurting us. So let's stand up together and let's be radical and change and hone in, give the power back to the people. I really feel that. So aquas pull from a higher purpose, and they shift the way humanity thinks and does. It can be life-changing, erratic, unpredictable. So during this time, it's really important to stay open to the wisdom that you're receiving. Now, I want to talk about something a little esoteric. So there are things on this planet, people, called star seeds. And if you are a little bit skeptical about star seeds, about Earth, about life on other planets, I would really recommend looking into Dolores Cannon. I will link her name down in the description and her book. She is a hypnotherapist for 20 years who specializes in hypnotherapy, and she would take people from every part of the country and the state, and she would lie them down on a therapy couch, and she would ask them, who are you? What's your purpose on earth? And all of them said the same story, which was really strange because they came from different states, different countries, different ages, and they all said this in a hypnotic state. There was an alert. There was an alert. There was a cry out. There was a message sent from Earth to another planet, the planet of the Palladians, that said, help. And this was during the nuclear bombs. This is when, a long time ago, when they were starting the nuclear bombs and they were about to destroy Earth. We were literally going to kill our own planet. And this message was sent from Earth to the Palladians, and the Palladians are us. And the Palladians decided, okay, I'm going to come back to Earth, forget who I am, in order to wake everybody up, to become spiritually aligned, to save the planet, to spread unconditional love and wisdom and innovation. But in the process of doing that, I'm going to forget who I am. And all these people said that to her. We are from the Palladians. We are from different planets. We were all called upon here to reincarnate, to come back into Earth and forget who we are in order to save it for the greater good. And we sacrifice that to save Earth. So I know it sounds esoteric, but I really truly believe in star seeds. There's a lot of evidence coming out now in different media that is admitting to life outside the planet, aliens they've been hiding. If you're an Aqua, you've known this for a while. If you're very open and you kind of figured this out, but yeah, look up Dolores Cannon. But Palladians, alien life that give us guidance from the future, and that moves past our restraints in the present moment. We can access this through our higher self. So access wisdom through our spirit guides and Palladians. So during this time to December 21st, I feel all of our energy is going to be very, very sensitive, very intuitive, and we may be feeling more inclined to receiving messages from the Palladian, which the Palladian is just ourselves. It's just our higher self. It's just us remembering who we are. So say you take a nap on the 21st today, you may receive some dream symbolism, and I would recommend looking up what your dream means and then say, what does it mean when I dream about a house? Or what does it mean when I dream about meeting people in a barn, spiritual meaning after, on Google, and that will give you the answers you need. You may connect with your spirit guides, with your spirit animals, with God, with your higher self more. So really take some time to meditate, to be alone. I would recommend sitting outside in the dark, watching the Great Conjunction alone and detaching from everything, taking the stance of the observer, wrapping yourself in a warm blanket, lighting a candle, and meditating, getting into that meditative calm state, that divine feminine energy, and allowing and being very receptive and open, and talking to whoever you resonate with. May that be your spirit guide, your spirit animal, the Palladians, your higher self, and asking, what do you want me to know? What do I need to know to move forward? How can I reassess my life? Why am I here? What is my purpose? How can I help humanity? What are some messages just for me? And then sitting with that and allowing that energy to wash over and come towards you. So yeah, it's a moment to go silent and to detach. So reevaluate and realize what's going on and kind of, map out your life, how you want it to go. We're also going to see a massive shift in leadership. So religious leaders are now going to be considered counselors because they're going to realize what and who their power comes from. There's a shift where people give credit where credit is actually due. It's due to the divine. More about serving the collective instead of leaders serving themselves, because earth energy is all about me. I'm in power. It's my way or the highway. I'm deserving. I am benevolent kind of energy. I am all powerful. And now, because it's shifting into Aquarius, which is spirituality, the higher knowledge, the future about the community and serving, it is going to be the religious leaders are going to be like, hey, I'm just a counselor. I'm just a guide. The real power is in the divine. May that be God, may that be spirit, may that be the universe, may that be whatever you think it is. And they're going to give credit where credit's due. This is going to